Hello and welcome back to another Marble Friday. Now for this week's episode, we're going to be doing a regular race. So I haven't done a regular race this season yet until now. So we are doing a regular race just to calm ourselves down with the ideas before, well, of course, we get to next week's Marble Race Tournament 12, which is, as stated, it is the 1500 subscriber special. So definitely, and I mean definitely 1000% stay tuned for that, because it's my biggest video of the year, and as well as a massive way to celebrate 1500 subscribers. So like I said, thank you all so much for that milestone. So I cannot wait for that tournament to come, which will begin this Tuesday. So both parts will be premieres, by the way, so be on the lookout for the tournament because it's going to be one epic ride. And of course, last Sunday I did post the trailer for it, so make sure you go check that out as well, because it has started the build to all the hype for that tournament. So in general, this is the last episode before we get to the tournament. So yeah, enough said with the tournament. We have 10 marbles here competing in this week's Marble Friday episode, but I will show you the track because it has been shifted. Here is the track we're going to be using for the next 3 episodes/weeks. As you can see, it's the same as one of Chasing Sunset's tracks, specifically his second Chapter 2 Season 8 track, which, by the way, if you haven't recalled, at the beginning of this chapter, I did recreate this track, but it was not fully because I did not have enough normal size funnels at the time. And instead, I have to use the compact funnel for this funnel in particular. But now, since I bought a second Galt Marble Racer set, the compact funnel is now swapped out with this one, as it should, you know, based on what is shown on his channel. And yes, I'm using all flat funnels for this one, so which means this first funnel here is going to be the only plain funnel because I want some intensity with, you know, the funnels. But, you know, that's just me. Yeah. At least I am finally able to fully replicate this track, just so this one is fully out of the way for reals this time. But yeah, a nice track overall, and of course, you know, like always, every time I'm using one of his tracks, credit to Chasing Sunsets for this track. But yeah, that's going to pretty much be about it. Good track, like I said, and of course, credit to him. Before we get to racing, I do have one marble to take note of. Forrest is competing in this week's episode since he DNF'd in last week's Green Marbles Only Remastered episode by getting stuck on the silver bell part of the blue snake. So yeah, he was racing fine, like I said last week, until he got stuck on that silver bell for the remainder of the whole race. You know, it's a rare DNF that can happen, but it did for Forrest, unfortunately. So therefore, he will be competing in this week's episode in order to make that up. So anyways, choose any one of these 10 marbles do you think will be winning in this week's episode. And you only have 5 seconds to guess. Go. Oh yeah, and as a reminder, due to me having to spend most of this past week on editing Tournament 12, which obviously, because it's a tournament, it takes so much time to edit, I decided that, you know, voiceover for this episode is going to be entirely scrapped, just so I can save time and get this episode out of the way before I get to finish up what's left of editing the tournament. So hope you guys understand with that. So anyways, let this race begin. that was a nice last episode before Tournament 12. And of course, you know, this was a really good one. Anyways, congratulations to our current reigning world champion Cat's Eye Red, which it's kind of a coincidence because this may or may not be his last win or race, I would say, before he gets to the tournament, depending how the outcome of the tournament goes, which of course find that out in Tournament 12 when we get there. But regardless, congratulations to Cat's Eye Red, aka our current world champion, on winning this episode. While the last marble to properly finish the course is Rainforest, and that is unfortunately due to ice. He slipped off the track in this lime green vertical paddle wheel piece where he was racing down through this yellow sideways paddle wheel piece, and then as soon as he reached his way to this lime green vertical paddle wheel piece, unfortunately, oddly enough, he slipped off of this. So therefore, unfortunately, it means that he will be scoring last via DNF for this week's episode. So therefore, he's gonna have to come back in next week's episode in order to make that up. Well, whoop-de-doo, it seems like the DNFs are starting to get very common again. And also, yes, this is our second episode in a row where someone DNF'd. Oh well. And also, kudos to Forrest on redeeming himself. You know, it does mean that the DNF and then full redemption streak finally came to an end right here. But it was fun while it lasted, but yeah. So anyways, let's head to the final results. And that's going to pretty much be about it for this week's episode. Like I said, congratulations to Cat's Eye Red, aka our current world champion, on winning this episode, which, by the way, that is, you know, a bit of a warm-up for him before he gets to his biggest title defense to date next week. While sadly placing last via DNF for this episode is Ice. So like I said, he's gonna have to come back in next week's episode in order to make that up, which, like I said, that is our second DNF in a row, so let's hope that is the last DNF for some time because, well, the DNFs are starting to get out of hand once again, so yeah, they're starting to drive me crazy and such, so let's just calm down with the DNFs. But overall, aside from that happening, this was a nice chill regular race to get ourselves prepped up for the massive tournament next week, which, like I said, stay tuned for the tournament because it's going to be massive. But anyways, that is it for this. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up to show your support. Feel free to follow all my socials down below. And subscribe with that notification bell enabled. Okay, my bad for a line flub here and there, or a couple line flubs I would say, but I had a long day today and, you know, I need to get this done before the tournament, like I said. So yeah, which, speaking of the tournament, once again, stay tuned for the tournament because it's going to be one big tournament in the making to celebrate 1,500 subscribers. So I'll see you guys back on Tuesday for part 1 of the tournament, which is going to be the qualification round. But anyways, that is it for this. Hope you enjoyed and have a good day.